Live from Santa Barbara, welcome to Compassionate Connection. I'm your hostess, Gigi Amour, and I'd like to share with you the purpose of our show, and that is to be able to communicate from the heart, to transform our judgments and some of our thinking that's considered stinky thinking, and to move forward to connect where all of us can get our needs met in a very, very peaceful way, which is usually how we'd like it to be. So, reflecting on this language of peace, this language of compassion, we really can acquire this transformation in our thinking, in our speaking, and our communication. And I'd like to give thanks to the founder of this language, which was created by Dr. Marshall Rosenberg, right there up on our screen. That's his most famous best-selling book we just love. And this teaches us about all of our needs that are definitely something that we're always running around trying to get fulfilled the best way we know how. And with this being read, this would help you considerably go about getting your needs met and your loved ones in a way that you would enjoy. So now I'm really excited because we have a very special guest with us. I'm so happy that she has time to be here tonight, Mary Raymaker. And thank you for coming. It's such a joy to have you with us.
Oh, thank you, Gigi. I love being on your show because I feel like what Marshall has started and what I do, it's such a great fit together. So I'm just thrilled to be here, truly.
And the one thing I'd like to say, well, many great things about Mary, is that she really is somebody that is a soul revivalist, and she can help to clear any of those wounds that maybe you've been offended with, even little incidences of road rage that has come at you. I mean, there's so many daily little things, but the things that we all as human beings have had, let's say, suffering with, or emotions that aren't enjoyable for us, like the things of abandonment,
Yes.
of hurts, of a lot of discouragement, or, we don't want to really put a lot of emphasis on the negativity, but they're out there and they can get within us. And Mary has a great way of being able to clear those things so we can have that more inner peace and have a more joyful life, which is what everybody deserves,
Yes.
regardless of what we go through.
Yes.
So today we're going to explore this getting beyond limitations to your freedom of enjoying and having that childlike
Yes.
excitement and energy and enthusiasm that you really want to put out, live by
Yes.
the golden rule. And
Exactly, Gigi. One of the things that I'm really watching in our world is that negativity is seeming to ooze out everywhere. And it doesn't have to be this way. I have learned this technique. It's an ancient technique. It's older than Ayurvedic, which comes out of India and the Hindu tradition, and it's older than acupuncture, which comes out of the Chinese medicine system. And it is so deceptively simple. It's just breathing. You can actually do it yourself. There's a book that many people have read by Eckhart Tolle called The Power of Now. And he talks about, I love him so much. He really understands, just like Marshall. I think these were two big gifts that we have on our planet. He talks about if you will let that energy come through you, if you just sit in it, he said eventually it'll break. And you'll just stay in peace then. That's what's left. It's absolutely 100% true, but most people don't know how to sit in it long enough so that it can break. So what ends up happening is, let's say rage. because I see a lot of it nowadays, a lot of it around politics or just people being upset about what's happening with ISIS, helplessness or powerlessness or rage. Those are the two extremes that I'm seeing happening. And both of them stem from the same place. It's feeling like you don't have power over your situation in your life. Like I'm a big pond, a tiny little fish, and I'm being pushed around by bigger forces. And my life is getting shoved around and I have no control over it. People feel like they don't have a voice. So what happens is that comes from that internal belief that I don't have power or control over my life, and then it's a reaction that's happening. So what my work is all about is to help people work through that. It's not like a therapist where you are going to come and we're going to talk about it, and next week you're going to set your appointment with me again. It's not like that. And therapy has a place. There's some great therapists out there. In fact, I do a lot of work with therapists because they're clients that get stuck. They just can't get beyond that emotion. Whatever has happened in their life, they just can't get it out, under control enough so that they can take control of their life. So they become a slave to these emotions, the negativity. They don't know how to get control of it. So it's not even that I'm coming from a blame place, like, okay, come on, can't you get your life together? Depression is another one that I see a lot of, Gigi. There's a layer that seems to happen of buildup. If you don't feel like you can have control over your life, that bigger forces are pushing you around. My things aren't going well at work. Things aren't going well at home. Things aren't going well anywhere in my life. What starts to happen if that doesn't get dealt with, stress, people are so stressed out. What starts to happen is it gets layered. And then the layer, that buildup starts to squish them until they're at a place where depression sets in, because all of this emotion that's not getting dealt with is underneath depression. When I work with people that have depression, I start talking about, well, what are the things that have gone wrong in your life? And they can start, this and 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 this. So what happens is I'm helping them breathe. I'm actually helping people hold space more than anything. I'm there to help them get this released. Because if people really could get beyond this themselves, they would be already. So I'm not saying that they can't. It's just that I'm there to give that extra help. So I keep them breathing and I keep them staying in touch with that emotion that has really gripped them. That's all underneath this depression. So one by one, we start getting rid of the angers, the hurts. And I stay with my client until it is totally gone. That's what most people don't believe or understand is even possible. I know somebody that her partner died and she just feels like she can't get beyond it. So when we have a conversation, she has said things like, well, I know I'll always be in pain over it. No, not unless you want to be. That's what I can honestly tell people. Whatever emotions you do not want to have, I can actually help you get it neutralized to zero, to nothing.
So in one sense, that anger or dissatisfaction, however you want to, whatever word you want to use, that goes internally and starts to create illnesses.
Absolutely.
The stress and the depression. It's instead of going out, it's coming on in. And that's what you love to work with.
I love helping people get rid of that, because once you start to tackle what's underneath the depression, then when we get to the depression, to actually clear that out, it usually takes a minute. Because everything is getting dealt with and cleared that's underneath the depression. So by the time you get to depression, it's really pretty much gone. So unless somebody absolutely loves to be on antidepressants, which I can't imagine because these pharmaceutical drugs are so hard on our body, unless you love being on them, I can tell you I can help you get rid of it. Like, gone. I help people experience what their life was like before they ever got to this planet and what it's going to be like afterwards when they leave here. Their real, true, authentic self. I